Hi everyone, Sneakmaster here with a quick review of the Drake Golem. Sorry it's taken so long since my last video. Just a lot of things going on in my life, plus Star Citizen patches were a bit unstable. I'm only now just able to jump into the game and get some decent video clips. Anyway, I finally had time to try the Golem. The Golem is a new ship released for patch 4.1 by Drake. It is a small mining ship, practically a snub ship, at 15.5 meters long, 7 meters wide, and 5 meters tall. It's quite a bit smaller than the Prospector, but not quite as small as snub ships, so it's somewhere in between. The ship is designed for a single crew, just one seat in the cockpit. The Golem has an entrance to the cockpit at the front, similar to a Drake mule. The seat lowers down for the pilot to get in. The visibility from the cockpit is blocked a bit on top, bottom, and to the sides, so it can be a little harder to find mining targets when scanning. You have to turn the whole ship when looking to the sides or above or below. There is also no living quarters on the ship. There is no bed or bathroom, just the pilot seat, as it's designed to be used for short duration mining. The Golem has less mass than ships like the Prospector, so it's very maneuverable and relatively fast. It has an SCM speed of 203 meters a second and a nav speed of 1010 meters a second. Turning speed is also faster than the Prospector, so it's easier to dodge or escape combat, but it's not anywhere as agile as a fighter. There are VTOL engines on the Golem to help it take off or land on places with heavier gravity. The Golem has a hydrogen fuel capacity of 24 SU, which is decent, but it has a very small quantum fuel capacity at 0.95 SU, about half the fuel of a Prospector. It won't be great for traveling long distances in quantum by itself in places like Pyro, but it does have a jump drive, so you can take it through jump points if you're close enough. For defenses, the Golem has a single size 1 shield, industrial grade C. It also has a weaker hull health, about half of a Prospector, but still a little tougher than some light fighters. If you have to fight, there are 2 gimbal size 1 laser repeaters on the sides of the cockpit. There are also 2 size 1 missile launchers with a single size 1 missile each, right under the nose. It's not a great ship in combat due to the weak weapons and weak shields, but possibly enough to get out of trouble if you use the higher speed and agility. There is a mining beam arm that you can deploy on top of the ship, but keep in mind that it's not gimbaled like the Prospector, so you have to move the whole ship when aiming at targets. You can't change the mining head on the Golem, it's fixed, but you can install mining gadgets to it. The mining head is a little more powerful than the default Prospector head, but one problem it has is that the minimum power is a bit higher, so it can actually blow up smaller rocks without extracting the ores if you're not careful. So you may have to tap on and off the power on small rocks. The Golem can also carry 32 SU of raw mining ore in 2 large 16 SU ore containers under the ship. The containers are removable with a tractor beam, but you have to unlock them first with Alt-K from the cockpit. These are special ore containers, so you can't just use any old 16 SU containers. You can buy more of these special 16 SU ore containers from space stations with cargo areas, like the ones that orbit planets. Just go to the cargo section for that. You also have to remove the 16 SCU containers to be able to access the components of the ship. They are located right behind the cockpit, next to the front container. There is also a gear stowage on the ship of 900 micro SCU that you can access from outside the cockpit on the right side. On the opposite side of the cockpit is the refueling port. For appearance, I have to say it's the most utilitarian looking Drake ship I've seen so far, and I say this as someone that loves Drake ships. It's blocky with random bits sticking out of it, but it does have a homeworld style look to it, especially the engines, so it's not horrible. It has some parts from the Drake Mule and the Drake Cutter and a few other Drake ships to make a very Drake looking ship. The Golem runs for $55 War Bond or $60 in store credit. You can also buy it as a starter pack for $67 on sale right now with a Rockfall paint, although the normal package price is $75. It's not for sale in-game yet, but should be available to buy in-game for patch 4.2. The Golem has a default yellow and gray paint, but you can buy other paints for it. Concierge members can buy the red, white, and gray Flashpoint paint. The Rockfall paint is light green and gray, and only available if you buy the starter pack. There is also the Keystone paint, which is white, blue, and gray, the Coalheart paint that's all gray, and the Fault Line paint that is light gray, orange, yellow, and dark gray. These paints really do help make the ship look a bit nicer in my opinion compared to the basic paint. Something to keep in mind is that the short range and lack of living quarters means you may want to carry this ship inside other ships if you need to travel far. And the small size of the ship means you could treat it as a snub mining ship. You will be able to carry it in the upcoming Drake Ironclad, RSI Galaxy, or Star Lancer TAC ships most likely, along with existing large ships like the Hercules, Polaris, or Carrack. These ships would be perfect for carrying the Golem to mining locations while keeping it safe. Any large enough cargo ship with tractor beams would be perfect to use with a Golem, as you can pull off the cargo containers and switch them with new ones quickly, allowing the Golems to keep on mining quickly. If you don't have large ships to carry it, then you'll be limited to short-range excursions. I tried to load it on the Corsair, the Constellation series, and the regular Star Lancer, but it did not fit. For single players, the Golem is a cheap ship to buy and jump into mining with. It's fairly cheap to buy as a starter pack, as long as you don't expect to fly too far. While orgs with larger ships can probably carry many of these ships long distances to swarm asteroid fields or surface locations picking up ore. It's versatile in these two situations, but is limited for single players expecting to do mining extensively, as the various mining heads are useful for targeting different rocks, and since you can't change the mining head, that's a limitation. Eventually you may want to upgrade to a longer range ship like the Prospector, or else work with other people that can carry your ship long range. The Golem is not great for combat with the weak shields and guns, so at most you might be lucky enough to escape damage with a high ship speed and maneuverability. Just try to quantum travel out quickly. For mining, it's decent enough for people starting out, or someone that can afford to take one or more of them with them in large ships, but it's not an amazing miner. The lack of ability to use other mining heads and the non-standard containers does limit its uses, plus the short-range fuel tanks and lack of bathroom or bed means you can't travel far by itself. The one benefit is that the price is cheap and it's not a complex ship to fly. It's easy to buy, and the respawn timer is very quick in case it gets destroyed, so keep those features in mind. Alright, that's it for my review of the Drake Golem. Please like and subscribe, and you can use my referral code if you decide to jump into Star Citizen, and you'll get an extra 5,000 extra in-game credits. Here's a big thank you to my current patrons. Please check out my Patreon membership to help me make more videos. All patrons and members will have their names listed at the end of my videos, and get access to my Discord channel. Patrons and members also have first pick on the next item I'll cover, so feel free to sign up and let me know what you'd like to see next. Okay, catch you all next time.